Since I was 17, I've had a ritual, one that played out behind a locked door, after the house had gone still. It started with curiosity, bloomed into comfort, and somewhere along the way, it turned into something I needed every night. No one knew, not friends, not lovers, not my mother, especially not her. I became addicted, not to drugs, not to alcohol, but to something else, something I can't go a day without. My vibrator. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, please subscribe and hit the notification bell for my returning subscribers. Thank you for stopping by. Now let's dive into the main story. It started when I was 17, curious, lonely, and quietly craving something I didn't even understand at the time. I bought my first toy online, a sleek little purple thing that fit in my palms and make me feel things I had never felt before. At first, I used it once a week, then it became every night. Now I need it before I sleep. More often than I can imagine. My body won't relax until I had it, until I have felt it. It became a routine. I built a secret world around it, a ritual, soft music, dim light, no distractions, just me and that sweet hum between my thighs. I know exactly how to touch myself, where to press, how to arch my back. I moan into my pillow, I grind and whisper things nobody will hear, and when it's over, I lie there in silence, satisfied and at the same time guilty. I never told anyone it was my secret anyways until he moved in. His name is Richard, my mother's new husband. He arrived with 2 suitcases, a crisp button-down, and a voice like an old jazz record, smooth and slow. My mother smiled in a way I hadn't seen in years, glowing like a woman who had found something she thought was long lost. He's just staying for a while, she told me. You'll get used to it. But I didn't. Not at first. I hated the idea of a third toothbrush in the holder, a second coffee mug on the counter. I hated his cologne lingering in the hallway. Mostly, I hated how easily he made himself at home. I told myself I didn't trust him. But deep down, something else had started to take root. Because Richard wasn't just any man. He was quiet in the way that makes you listen. Handsome in a way that made it hard to look directly at him. Shirtless in the morning, careless about who might see. I pretended not to care. I gave him cold shoulders and eye rolls and left rooms when he entered them. But when he wasn't looking, I watched him. It felt dangerous. And it felt exactly like the stories you aren't supposed to write down. I started thinking about him during my nightly routine, his arms pinning me down, his masculine hands grabbing my tiny waist, his voice whispering filthy things in my ear. My little purple vibrator started to feel like him, bigger, harder, more intense, and that night, the night everything changed. I was deep into it, my legs spread wide. The toy humming between my thighs. My eyes closed, my back arched. I whispered his name before I even realized I was doing it. Richie. The music that echoes in my room was light and intense. I didn't realize I had gone over to cloud 9. And then I opened my eyes, he was there standing in my doorway watching. Anna. He called out. I froze. The toy slipped from my hand and rolled onto the rug, humming softly like a guilty whisper. I couldn't move. I couldn't breathe. My bare legs were still open, my shirt pushed up, my skin flushed with heat that had nothing to do with shame, yet suddenly, I felt naked in the ugliest way possible. Anna, he said again. Soft. Not angry. Not surprised either. I yanked the blanket over myself like it could erase everything he'd just seen. Get out. He stepped back slowly, his hand still on the doorknob. His eyes didn't wander. They just stayed locked on mine. I didn't know you were home. I knew it was a lie. He always knew. He always listened for my footsteps. Watched for the light under my door at night. We'd been circling each other for weeks. He closed the door gently behind him. No sound. No apology. I lay there in the dark, my body still tingling, but not from pleasure anymore. Something else was growing in my chest, terror and thrill, twisted together. The next day, he didn't say anything. Neither did I. But something had shifted. The silence between us had weight now. Static. Fire waiting for air. And then it happened, because of course it did. It was a Tuesday. My mother was out late again, dinner with her business partner. I came down for tea, just to calm the chaos inside me. He was in the kitchen, shirtless, leaning on the counter like every romantic cliché I had ever secretly devoured in novels I pretended not to read. He handed me a mug without speaking. Our fingers touched. A spark. Stupid, electric, real. I should have walked away. Should have run. Instead, I asked, "You're not going to tell her, are you?" He shook his head slowly. "It's not my place." "She'd never understand," I said. "No one would." He leaned in, just a breath away. "I think I understand." My throat closed. My heart slammed against my ribs. "You think I'm broken," I said, barely above a whisper. He tilted his head. "No. I think you're lonely." The way he looked at me, like I wasn't some messed up kid but a woman with heat in her veins, it undid me. That was the first time he kissed me. It wasn't slow. It wasn't sweet. It was reckless, hard, the kind of kiss that feels like falling down a flight of stairs and hitting every feeling on the way down. I should have stopped it. But when his hands found my waist, when his mouth moved down my neck, I forgot who I was supposed to be. It was better than the toy. Better than all the quiet nights combined. Because this time, someone wanted me back. That night, in the quiet corners of the house that belonged to my mother, Richard and I became something else, something dangerous. Something unforgivable. And I didn't care. Not then. Not when I finally felt seen. I told myself it wasn't real. That it would end when my mother returned from her trip. But it didn't. It got deeper. Closer. Quietly dangerous. I felt wanted. Not just physically, but seen. And for a girl who had spent most of her life alone with her thoughts and her secrets, that was everything. But secrets don't stay hidden forever. One night, I fell asleep on the living room couch. Richard beside me after having me all through the night like I was the only woman he has ever need. A movie still playing. His arm around me. And we didn't hear the garage door open. My heart nearly stopped. My mom. Richard pulled me off him, tossing a blanket over us as I scrambled to fix my dress. We were breathless, flushed seconds away from being caught. That was the day we realized how reckless we were becoming, but neither of us stopped. The danger just made it hotter. Even now I don't know how long this can last. How long we can keep sneaking around, stealing moments between the lies, but I know one thing: I'm no longer addicted to my vibrator. I am addicted to Richard, his scent, his skin, his thick hard length that ruins me every time, and deep down I know he is also addicted to me. I really don't want to stop, but what becomes of my mother? Have you ever found yourself in such situation? How were you able to tackle it? Do you think I should seek counseling? I read every comment. Your voice matters here. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Thank you.